Johnny 5 is alive. Oh, no, disassemble. But it's too late for this one. Yes, this number 5 jack plane has already been disassembled, and it has. And I've got the box of bits that I have here, yeah. Oh, dear me. What have I done? Well, it needed doing, and this is a, well, war period, I think there's a, maybe 16, 17 type jack plane. It's made in England, not a USA one, but it's quite a nice thing still. There's a few oddities about it and sort of dead giveaways. That's from the wartime period. Things like the plastic knob on the adjuster here. Some people say it's rubber, but it's not. It's some sort of plastic or Bakelite or something like that, and it has a brass centre. It actually seems to work really, really nicely. Well, we're not doing any of that bit yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to prep up this sole for this Stanley Bailey number 5 jack plane. Now, I've already cleaned its bottom up. I have, you know, as you do. So what happens when you get older, you need the bottom cleaned up, don't you? Ask the missus, she knows. Well, here's the Stanley Bailey jack plane that I use on quite a regular basis. Now, look at this one. I think to myself, crikey, this is a nice heavy tool. It really is. And it's fairly original. You know, it's still got the same old totes on. It's still got, well, the blade's been changed once. You know, the plane iron's been changed once, as far as I know, in my time. But it's a lovely tool, and it's fairly untouched in many ways. I do feel tempted to change the tote because it doesn't really fit my hand properly. I don't like it. Don't like it. I've already done it on my other ones, but for me, and also the knob, I don't like the knob either. Yeah. Don't like knobs. No, not that knob. It's a bit of a knob. Anyway, this one and has a very similar knob, except I think it's made of a different material. It's timber again, but I don't think it's the same as that one. Or is it? I don't know. It's the same height, the same diameter, a very similar diameter. It's not recessed though. No. But anyway, what we're going to do in this video, we're going to clean this up and give it a coat of paint. And then we'll do the next stages in further videos. Obviously, it's going to get too long, you see. So all I'm going to use for that, and the first things you can use a sandblast if you want, you know. You can get these little cheapy ones now from Temu. Was it Temu? Temu, places like that. Absolutely rubbish there. But anyway, we're going to clean it up, and I'm just going to use a wire wheel in a drill. Because, you know, you can put a battery drill, what have you, and everyone's got that. If you ain't got a wire wheel, just use a wire brush. Just use whatever you got, you know, just clean it up. Get in there and get rid of all the old things. Don't forget to wear a dust mask. I have got one here, but I can't speak with that on. No. I made a video earlier. I said, where's my dust mask? It was around my flipping head. And then I was criticising the previous American president for not taking the lens caps off his flipping off his binoculars. So you could just use a wire brush and clean oil, get rid of as much loose material and old paint. Not so this is an old wartime hand plane, this is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow this stuff out of my way as I go. And I might even put the fan on in a minute, which I've got a filter system up here. So get in there and give it a good old clean up. So get all these nooks and crannies and stuff. What I'll do is I'll bring you in a lot closer now, so you can see what I'm doing. Now you see my bit of a face. Yes, ain't you lucky? All right, hopefully it doesn't fall over. Right, here we are. Is that going to do us? Oh, there we are. There it is. Okay. I just about to see it. So, anyway, we're going to clean this up like so and just wire brush it all up. Or like I say, you can put it in the vise. Don't crush it too much because they can crack. Now, if you're doing this with like a number 7, you just, okay, let's say for instance, you've seen one for sale, a number 7, a jointer plane. If it's got ribs in the bottom, personally, I'd avoid it unless it's just going to be a collector's item. The reason for that is they become very weak. Crosshair, they can crack. This is just a smooth bottomed number 5. You've got to have a smooth bottom, you see. So let's put it in the vise, just to, you know, hold it for you, effectively, because I'm going to be using the drill and the wire wheel. And just to let you know, we will be doing a lot of live stuff soon as well on this channel. And the reason for that is because I used to do live on this channel, but my computer could not cope with it. Well, I've managed to get all the bits to build a new computer. So, you know, well, basically what actually happened is the computer in my office, so used for streaming, has been all updated, and that one's coming into here. So I have to get a case and do all that, and we'll be doing live streaming in here as well. And there could be this sort of thing, you see. So anyway, we're going to clean this up with this wire wheel. And what we're trying to do is get rid of all the loose bits of paint. I don't even know where I acquired this plane from, I'll be absolutely honest with you. This is one I just had in my box of bits. It's been sitting there, waiting for a bit of TLC. So one thing I noticed about this plane, this is looks as a wartime effort, when obviously a lot of stuff went into the war effort instead of hand planes. If you look at this hand plane here, this Stanley Bailey, we have extra iron here. Look. These reinforcing parts. I don't know what type this is. I think this one is 16 to 17, sort of wartime hand plane, and this one might be late. I think obviously it's later. I think that's like 70s. I can't remember. I bought it second-hand years ago. Obviously you can't get into all these bits with it, so what you do is you change your wire wheel over and get one that can, like that one. It's a little bit worse for wear, but that'll do the job. And I can push it into all the little nooks and crannies then. Ow, got both the hands I did. See the rust coming out of there? I mean, wear a mask, alright? I know I'm not because I'll sound muffled, but wear a mask because you don't know what's in that paint. Might be lead in it even. I think it's an enamel. We're just trying to get rid of all that old loose stuff. I think this used to be. I just remember this used to be one of my dad's hand planes. Flipping hell, he didn't look after stuff, did he? To be fair, he didn't. He was a hell of a craftsman, I'll tell you. So we're just going to get rid of some of this. If I put my hand out, I don't want it blowing back in my face. So what I tend to do, especially if I ain't got a mask on, I'll just put my hand there like a guard, like that. Now, any bounce back, don't go straight in your face. So there's another little tip for you if you're actually drilling holes and you try and blow the dust out of the hole. Don't do it in your mouth. Get a piece of hose or straw or something so you can push his face to one side. Else it always just comes back and hit you. There'll be loads of little places you won't be able to get into. You might be better just to go to the old hand wire brush like so and get in there. Get into all the little nooks and crannies that you can't get to. You want to get rid of that loose stuff because whatever paint you put on there, it's got to hold on to whatever is on. It's got to hold. If you're painting on top of paint, the paint you're painting onto has to hold on to the thing that it has to hold on to. If that makes any sense whatsoever, tell me. Leave it in the comments down below. Am I making any sense? Probably not. So, oh my giddy aunt, what was that? Flipping out, I think. Do you hear that big bang? I think that's the missus. She's a good sort she is. She's sorting wood out. It's just my job. Oh dear. So, anyway, so we're going to blow that out of there again. Now the other thing, when I say about your paint, it's got to hold on to the paint that's holding on to the actual steel, or the iron, or whatever your substrate might be. Now I've got a scenario, not a scenario, or is it a scenario? Anyway, I've got something for you. What it is that people tell me, why don't you just glue on your skirting boards? And I say to them, because they'll fall off. And I said, no they don't. Oh, this glue stuff, this no nails is brilliant, you know. Alright, so what are you sticking it to, I say? Oh, we just painted the walls we have, and they were sticking on our skirting boards. Oh, I say, okay then. So the no nails, super fantastic glue as you call it, is sticking onto paint, and you're relying on the paint to stick onto the wall. And I got them thinking. It did. Oh, yeah. Made me feel a little silly, I did. Because it is silly. Whatever you're sticking it to, you know, whether it be plasterboard wall, if it's painted, if it's plastered wall, you know, dry lined or whatever it might be, whatever you're sticking the skirting boards on with has got to be stuck to the actual plaster itself or the actual wall, not the paint. It's like a protective layer. It's like your wall's got a condom and everything slips off. Yeah, all slippery. Yeah, like the Knoxville 9. Wow. I don't like that idea. I do use, I did skirting board. I did used to use no nails, although that equivalent of PVA versions normally. But I'd also put mechanical fixings in. What it did, it's like screws, and plug them and what have you, so they look neat and tidy. And the reason why I used to do that is that the no nails or the glue that comes in the tube, for that purpose, for sticking skirting boards on with, it does help provide a little bit of rigidity against the wall. So any gaps and stuff like that, the voids, it would fill them and allow the skirting board something to push up against. And I could half the amount of fixings that it needed. But you see, the thing is, if you don't put any fixings in at all, you're relying purely on the glue. That seems a bit silly to me, and it does. A bit crazy, in fact. A bit mental. I know some people in there can say, don't be silly. That hold on forever. Yeah, until you get at the door and you're paid, maybe, yeah. If that is what you want. If you just want to be one of them kind of workers, I'd rather have a job that I don't get comebacks on. It's always been the case. You've got to have some level of quality. Right, it's looking good though. You can see that in there. Starting to get there, isn't it? So, ready for a coat of primer. I'm just going to use an aerosol primer. I'm not using any powdered finishes or anything like that. A bit of a lump in the casting back there. A bit of a finger over it. Don't think too much about that, to be fair. I might just file the mouth. If I can find a suitable file, not a round one, because that'd be a very silly idea. Maybe that one. Oh, I don't know if that'd be big enough, actually. That might be too big. Oh, here it is. This will do it. A needle file. Got a little needle file. That'll do the job. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this in there and clean the mouth out, because this plane has been well used. And when I was actually putting this onto, levelling this off, I was using the linen shim. It's basically a belt sander, a bench standing belt sander. I'll show you in a moment. And I had the top machined on that belt sander, so I know that whatever I put on there is going to end up flat. And I noticed that there, in the central area of this sole on this number 5 Bailey, Stanley Bailey hand plane, there was excessive wear. But you think about it, it's just plain. It was used by my dad on site, probably for when he was working for Carter's, construction firm. The wear would be mainly in the central edge of door frames, for instance. Putting the leading edge on a door or whatever. Because to me, this number 5 would be my go-to plane. This would be the first plane that I would buy, not the 4, the number 5. And it's ideal for doing, straight putting a leading edge on a door with. It's quite capable of that. But I notice there's a lot more wear in the middle, probably because the doors are only 40mm thick. So, inch half in old money. So let's just clean that mouth up on there, because there is wear. I'm just using a little needle file to do that. So I'm just going to gently clean it up a little bit. I'm not going to try and make it crazy. I'm not going to go crazy with it, because it'll make it too big. And then I'll have to decide, I don't know, maybe this is going to have to be a... No, I'm not going to say that. It's a bit naughty. The wife told me I need to calm down on my sauciness. I can't help it though. That's who I am. A bit saucy. Hang on, just took the nicks out of there, make sure there's no... Yeah, that's better. There's little nicks in there. Yeah, they're gone. I can do the same on this side, which is the side for which the shaving would be pared out of, this side here. On the bottom would be the forward angle, the forward front of the mouth. That's the word, isn't it? They're the words. I can't find my worms. In there. I'm just going to clean that up. Ideally, want a nice flat file for that. This is flat, but it's quite small. But you still got to get into that gap, you see. Yeah, get in there somehow, haven't you? So, not going crazy. That feels quite good to me. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that'll do it. That's loads better. Yeah, that's loads better. So if there's anything in there that looks loose, I'm just going to pop it off with the tip of the file. Don't want no loose paint. So a little bit of scratchiness about there. Alright, any loose paint, your paint that you put on, it's going to fall off. So grease and whatever. Remember, this paint was probably sharpened, I know it was, days of oil stones. And I still use oil stones myself, so there will be oily residues on there. You obviously, ideally, you got to degrease it. Some alcohol or something like that, alcohol will do the trick. Barbecue lighter fluid will work as well, you know. Yeah, you don't have to go and buy stuff if you've already got barbecue lighting fluid. Just use that. Don't use the gel. No, the gel won't work. Now, I see there's a little bit of paint built up in there, so let's remove that. Look, yeah, it's had a hard life, this plane has. That's my dad all over. He was no tool tart, I'll tell you. But crikey, the stuff I've seen him make. He's a boat builder, basically. No, I've worked on the boats with him quite a bit as well, but he's he's old school. He's dead now, but you know. So there we go, like so. But an extremely skilled man. Unfortunately, these days, a lot of these skills are becoming lost, aren't they? You know, and that's kind of one of the reasons I like this channel, like doing this channel, because I want to share with people things that I've learned in the past, so they get passed on. You know, otherwise they get lost, don't they? And people think, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Everyone these days is like, it's all about technology, and how do we do this with technology? How do we make our lives easier all the while? Well, why is everything got to be just ridiculously easy all the while? Why can't things be a little bit hard? You know? Why can't it? I think it's a little bit silly, you know. We just kind of just want to find the easiest way of doing everything. Oh, it should be quick. That'll be easy. Oh, I'll just get him to do it instead. That's even easier. Or her. Do that. More and more women now entering woodworking trade, and I think it's fantastic. I really do. I like to see it. All these things where certain trades are for men and certain things are for women and what have you. Let's have some equality, shall we? You know, I've seen some fantastic work by female joiners and what have you. There's, what was her name again? Up on the north coast, I think it's Horsey. There's a joinery shop up there, run by a lady, and flipping hell, the quality of her work's lovely. She does some good stuff, you know. That's her job. That's what she does. She makes furniture. Got no problem with that whatsoever. Why should I? I'm just happy to see people, giving it a go. You know, especially people, doing it for their work. There's a lot of paint built up around the made in England. So this is, these are also made in the USA as well, at certain times. These ones, I think all my hand planes are English. So look how easy that paint is coming off on there. Look at that, loads come off there. Crikey! I'm just using this little needle file, using the pointy end of it. So it could be any pointy. You can use a bradawl if you like, even a screwdriver. Just go around there and just clean off all that loose stuff. So if you do find one of these old hand planes in the car boot, or or something like that, not your car boot, but I mean like a car boot, like a flea market type sale. Or maybe you've been offered one from, a member of the family who's died and has been found in the garden shed or something, You'd be surprised. There's still many of these floating about everywhere. That's how people used to do stuff, you see, with tools. And people used to do stuff themselves, quite often. It wasn't always, I'll get the carpenter in. People couldn't afford to. And also pastimes. Our pastimes, these days, we seem to be more interested in our mobile devices, and I do exactly the same thing. I spend a lot of time online doing stuff. And, I think it's like, how do I manage about this? You get over it, wouldn't you? If you didn't have it, you just do something different. Fantastic wealth of information, of knowledge and information. It's like what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to spread the love, and for something that can quite easily be forgotten about. you know, modern materials and stuff like that, you don't generally use tools like this, do you? You know? So I'm just cleaning up the tops of the sides, the shoulders of the plane with a piece of 320 grit paper. And just this piece of just warm paper I'd had on the sander. You know, I don't chuck anything, me. It has to be pretty much absolutely, how to put it, buggered before I chuck anything. Mrs. hates it. Someone said in the comments actually, what you got to do is, anything you haven't used for 2 years, get rid of it. Sell it and use that money to get something else. That's what a lot of the stuff I've got is nostalgic. It's actually stuff that I've collected from family members and stuff like that over the years. So I don't really want to get rid of it. And also I don't just use my tools all the time, because I do so many different things. So there'll be times when I use hand planes, and other times I use something, you know, one of my machines or something. But you know, but if I ever want a good job, the hand plane by far is by far superior. Got no, I'll argue that one forever. I will, because it's true. Anything that has a cutter that rotates at high speed is circular, so it will create a concave cut. Unlike a hand plane, because it travels over the piece of wood, it's taking a long sliver. It's straight, you know. So often I run things through the electric plane and I'll finish up with the hand plane. Couple of strokes and it's done, you know. So basically, my machines that I have got, and I only got small machines in this shop, you know, what I used to have. Yeah, I don't need them. I don't need all that heavy gear these days. And besides, I like the machines I got. Like my little Multico thicknesser planer. I've had that for quite a few years now, and it's a really nice machine. Very usable, and it's you know, it does the job. It does what I need it to do. I think I'm nearly there. Alright, okay, that's a bit long-winded, isn't it? A bit more down the side now, I think. Alright, if you don't get these nooks and crannies, what happens? The paint will just come away. Right, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to show you how I actually created this nice shiny base. I haven't actually finished it yet, but how far do you want to take it? Because it's got a lot of wear in the middle. And if I carry on, you know, taking that low area out, because I did check it with a straight edge. I also checked it on a piece of cast iron I've got over there, and there is a hollow in the middle. I've got rid of most of it. Oh, it's pretty much gone now. But there was a hollow in the middle, so it's pretty much gone. But the more I flatten that, the more material I'm going to remove from the high areas and make the whole plane weaker. So you can send this off to a local engineer, and he could skim it for you. Like you would do if you had if you were to skim a head or something. They can a little tiny amount and just skim the top for you. But all this, like, oh, it's got to be 100% flat. It's got, you know, it's got to be spot on. It's got to be perfect. It doesn't. Probably make very little difference to the performance of the hand plane. If it takes off a nice clean shaven, that's all you can ask for, isn't it? Really, nice clean shaven, and it trues up and does what you need it to do. We're talking about woodworking. We're not talking about engineering standards, are we? You know, I think we all worry too much. It's like perfection. What's that phrase now? Perfection is the enemy of the good. You can argue the same with making videos and stuff. Now, I put a lot of videos on this channel, and I probably put too many on. And some are quite good, and some aren't so good, and you know. But it's that same old thing, isn't it? It's perfection can be the enemy of the good. If I got so stressed about it, making videos, and I'd never put anything on, you know? I'd never upload my videos. Oh, I don't know about that. Or if somebody don't like it. Oh, I don't know if I can take the rejection. That kind of attitude, if you know what I mean. I'm just polishing off over this 320 grit. You can use diamond sharpness if you like so. You know, polish it right off if you want to. But a bit of 320 grit, emery paper would be better. And before I get too carried away with that, that's look nice, isn't it? You know. If you saw the original video of what it looked like before, when I took it apart, I dismantled it. It's a short video. It's a grotty old plane, and I would say this one is quite grotty, but I use it. Yeah, it needs a bit of TLC really. It needs polishing up again. And this one here is actually nicer now. So this is hopefully going to be almost as nice as this one, except I'd say this is a nicer casting. It feels heavier. You know, they had to well, save a lot of the iron, didn't they, for the tanks and stuff, I suppose. I wonder if it was rationed for these companies. Maybe. A bit more out of there. Just nice bit more loose stuff there, get rid of that. And what we'll do is we'll give that a light coat of primer, and the colour paint I've got is a blue colour. That'll do. I think it'll look quite cool. People think it's a record. Anyway, let me just show you what I was using for the actual linishing. It's this machine here. It's an old Sealy 6-inch wide belt sander with a 9-inch disc on the side. I don't use the disc because I make a right old mess. But the actual linisher here, this part, is ideal. So should we do it? Let's do it. Do a bit more, and I'll show you what I mean. Not going to go crazy with it. That's where it's a little bit lower, but it's pretty much there now. Now it is pretty does a pretty good job of flattening actually, because I had this, you know, this piece here, I just deconstructed it, disassembled it, and I had that machine several years ago now, so it's probably worn a little bit now. But on the whole, it is pretty darn flat. I ain't had no problems with it. So that's what I use to polish the bottom. If you haven't got anything like this, well then just do it by hand, you know, it just takes a bit longer, doesn't it? That's all. So I just thought I'd just show you that. So what we're going to do now, we're going to give it a light coat of primer, right? And then we'll paint it up. And that part of the video, what we'll have to do is I'll have to fast forward it. Because who wants to watch paint dry? Do you want to watch paint dry? Probably not. Well, obviously wear a mask if you've got one. I don't know if this primer's any good actually. No, that one's no good. So, oh hang on, I've got some black primer here. Ooh. No, you could paint it black, I suppose, but I want to make sure I can quickly tell the difference between this one and my other hand paint. If I do decide to put this hand paint on the bench, in the cabinet. So just light coating. Now don't worry about it getting on any of the shiny bits, the bits you just made all shiny. Don't worry about that. The reason why I don't worry about that is because you polish it off later. So I'm just going to put a bit in there, right? Well, I gave it a coat of paint. It's going to need several more. Well, we'll see how that goes in the future videos when we reconstruct the Stanley Bailey No. 5 jack plane. That we will. And hopefully make it into a useful plane yet again. Well, I don't suppose you want to watch more paint dry, do you? No. So I'm going to say toodaloo, you know, so toodaloo.